Andrew Jobling, the accidental author, and always excited, as you probably can see, always excited to be coming at you live or recorded, whichever way I'm coming at you. But I have a new, wonderful new author with me, the very lovely, all the way from Queensland, Australia, Jenny Phillips. Hello, Jenny.
Hey, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Very well. Thanks very much for having me.
You're welcome. You're excited, aren't you?
I'm very excited.
So Jenny has just very recently received her first shipment of her new book, Family Heartbreak. And it's a very, very exciting time. I remember very clearly that the very first time my books arrived and I opened the box and pulled it out and looked at it and sniffed the pages. So Jenny, tell us how it felt when that package arrived and you unwrapped it and opened it and pulled out your book for the first time. How did that feel?
Well, to be honest, I wasn't even home. So I got a notification
what an anticlimax.
To say it had arrived. So my daughter actually picked up the box and and here it is. It's I actually only got to open it and feel it and smell it, and as you do, yesterday. And I have to say, very pleasantly surprised. I don't know what I was expecting first time round, but very happy with the outcome. So, yeah, there it is.
Wonderful. It looks great. It looks fantastic. So tell us a little bit about it. All I know, and I do know more, but I'm going to let you tell the story, but it's a fiction book, but it's based on real events. So tell me, firstly, tell us what inspired you to write it? What was the thing that you thought, right, I'm going to write a book? Where did that inspiration come from?
Well, when I was 18, I actually started writing a book, and I worked for a printing
5 years ago?
Of course. Does it show that I've aged 5 years? Anyway, so I worked for a printing company, so we had a big affiliation with publishers, and this is going to Rhodesia, Zimbabwe days. And I got a long way through writing the book and sent the publisher, and I got a Dear John letter. So 18-year-old, book in the bin, that was it, not doing this again. Anyway, fast track million years down the line, and I started having thoughts, and scenes playing over in my head. And it was things that have happened in the past, me as a child, and other things that totally unrelated. So my inspiration came from some of my life events in my childhood, and I decided, so this book is completely different to the one that I wrote when I was 18. This is probably more sentimental, touch heart, feely thing. But I'm hoping that by anyone who reads this, and a lot of people, everyone's had a childhood, some good, some not so good. And I'm hoping that anybody who reads the book will, and who has had a bad childhood, not all my childhood was bad, will see that I think there's a saying that goes something like, your past doesn't dictate your future, and it really doesn't. People have had good, people have had bad, but people that have had bad childhoods didn't come out of it on the other end. Yeah.
So the book is really a book of hope, a book of inspiration, a book to obviously entertain people, make them laugh, make them cry, but also to inspire them to get up and keep going in life, yeah?
It's not all doom and gloom, you can change.
So do you think you can maybe give us a little morsel? What's a little juicy scene or something that happened in the book that you talk about?
So right at the beginning, so Jessie, the book is about a 7-year-old growing up initially in Salisbury, Harare, Zimbabwe, and with a dad who, whilst he doted on his daughter, had a bit of a problem with drinking, and he got a bit abusive. And I think the first big scene in the book is when Jessie's taken away from home for security reasons, and he comes home to the domestic worker, and there's a big scene where he doesn't get the response he wanted out of the domestic worker. I'm not going to tell you more because you've got to read the book.
No, exactly. I don't want to. Just enough, just a little taste. So what's your plan, Jenny? What do you see the book doing? What do you want the book to do, and what do you see yourself as an author moving forward from here?
Well, from here, I'm working on my second book, as you know. Probably not as on track and motivated as I was with my first one, purely because of things that have happened here. But I'm getting there. But I'm just hoping that anyone who picks up this book and reads it, or it could be a child, it could be an 18-year-old going through this, and other people have been through it. You're not alone. And I've forgotten what the question was. I'm rambling. What was the question?
No, that's okay. That's fine. Let's talk a bit about. Because I know a lot of people that are going to watch this. Mm-hmm. Obviously, they'll be interested in your book and want to buy a book, but a lot of people watching this are also interested and probably in admiration of you actually becoming a published author, because it's a wonderful achievement, Jenny. I hope you've really celebrated. What are some of the things in your process of becoming an author that you had to overcome and push through to be holding that book today?
Wow, it's not easy. First up, and I'm talking purely from my experience. So I worked, and I still do work, full-time job. So to try and for argument's sake, 500 words a quota a day doesn't sound like a lot. And anyone can bash out 500 words. I can copy type that in within very short space of time. But you have to think. It's not just typing. You have to think. And for me, it was managing time, and it was having the full-time job, the 2-hour commute, so 1 hour to work, 1 hour back, home life, family, gelling that all together, and the outcome being a book is amazing. Because
and how did you do it though? So how did you do that? Make that juggle work?
Hard. I'd like you say, just get up an hour earlier. I was lucky with the first one in that I did have that hour commute in the morning and on the way back home, and I used that hour to write. And then all I would do is I'd just transpose the writing into, I type it. Now I'm not so lucky. I don't have that 2 hours a day. So that's why I was struggling with my second one. So you really just have to carve out a piece of time in the day. And I should really be listening to my own advice here, and just dedicate that time to writing. Mm. And if you can't do it all, if you can't do your 500 today or 500 tomorrow, so you're out of sync 1,000 words, try and do that on the weekend.
Yeah, but I think the message that I hear you saying is do it every day, because see, if you miss, as you know, you miss a couple of days and then you've got to try and catch up, then it becomes more and more overwhelming and intimidating. So the key is really try and carve out a small pocket of time every day, which is something I obviously say to people that, a little bit every single day will certainly get the job done. Well, Jenny, it's an amazing achievement. It really is. Tell us some of the emotions you're feeling right now.
I am so excited.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yesterday, when I think the first word that came to mind is surreal, because it's surreal, but one word just doesn't describe it. So I was ecstatic. I've done this. I know all the hard work that I put in and the hours and all the rest of it. And I think the first thing was getting a publishing contract, and then ultimately to actually hold the book. I gave myself a pat on the back, and then of course you have to be thankful to the people that have stayed with you in this process. At the beginning, everyone's on board, and as the process goes on, and it's a lengthy process, people tend to dwindle off. But I have some very, very strong supporters that have stood behind me 100%, and without them, I wouldn't have been able to. I would have just, I can't do this, too hard. But they've kept me going. So when I held this yesterday, those people I've got to be thankful for.
Wonderful. And I know you're now due for lots of fun things, lots of, interviews and launches and a whole range of cool stuff. So if people want to stay on track and keep update with you and your book, if people want to buy the book, They can do that. Go to your website.
Correct.
So what's your website?
jennyphillipsbooks.com. And also obviously on Facebook, on Instagram, and just gone onto Twitter. Not very good at that.
That's right. So there's lots of ways to keep following you and keep up to date with what's happening with you in the book. But if they want to buy the book, it's Jenny Phillips Books.
jennyphillipsbooks.com.
Okay, wonderful. Well, Jenny, congratulations. It's a wonderful, wonderful achievement. And it's only right at the very beginning now. Now the fun's about to start.
Yeah.
So before we wrap this up, if you've got one piece of inspiration you want to share before we finish up?
Well, I suppose anybody who's watching this is anyone who's interested in writing. So I can only say that I am just a normal person with a family, with a job, and if you really want to do it, you can do it. Absolutely.
Wonderful. That's a beautiful way to finish. So, Jenny, congratulations. Good luck with Family Heartbreak, and we look forward to seeing all of your successes with this book and all of your future books.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Andrew.
Bye.